Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. The scenario is The Singer from Dhol. It was written by Florian Hart and Anne Abeline. It's available in German from Pegasus Press, and it's part of a collection called Pearl Divers of Roya. Our game master is Pascal Breitenfeld, and this is episode 2. Our recap will be done by Riley Kruger as his character, Vibke Heimsen. So, without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Riley?
Hello, everybody. My name is Vibke. I'm very excited to do my recount for you all today. On our way back from Grandma Imke's funeral, which unfortunately my dear father Hilric could not make it to, we were confronted by the angry owner of the fishing boat that we chartered, demanding that we pay him money for all of the missed fish that he could have gotten on the stormy day out in the lake. Unfortunately, even though I tried to thank him for letting us use his boat, he told me to go away. Thankfully, Frauke paid him some money and he left us alone. But while we were still in town, Frauke had to get some money for the lambs that we left at the shop before we left. And so Red Elf and I played marbles with our cart, and we had a very fun time until we were assaulted by some very mean youths from the town. And I tried to pull their pants down, and Guke knocked one of them over, and Red Elf pushed them, and it got into a big huff. But then the policeman stopped them and sent us all on our way. So on the way to our farm, when we were walking, it was a very long walk, we found a lamb stuck in a bush. And it looked like one of our lambs, which was very strange because our fences are very secure. But we found our lamb, and Guke calmed it down and rescued it, and we took it back to our farm to find that our farm is in absolute disarray. The fences are broken down, our house has been broken into, the barn's wide open, everything is just strewn everywhere, and there's no sign of Daddy. I don't know where Daddy is at all. So we all got to our different jobs cleaning up the farm. Some of us went to the barn where we found the dogs were hiding and they were nursing some kind of blunt bite wound. I cleaned out the house with Mama, and don't tell anyone, but I found a key in Grandma Ilke's vase. Red Elf fixed the fence, and then some of us went off to go speak to Helmut to be met with Bjorn. Bjorn said that his father, who worked on our farm, didn't want to work for us anymore. So we gave him his week's wage and we sent him on his way. And then the sheep in the barn started to give birth. And Mama said that she needed to get some towels. So she ran off into the house and I ran after her, but I didn't go into the house. I went to my secret place instead. After finishing my business in my secret place, I went and saw Mama and got the towels, and I ran back out to the barn and I helped everyone deliver the lambs. It sounded like there was a bit of a commotion, but I saw the last lamb get born and it was very cute. But for some reason, my uncles were very upset and tried to kill it. One of them slipped over and hit their head on a bucket, spewing all these little metal things everywhere. But I didn't care. I picked up the cute little lamb and I gave it a pat before it slowly, unfortunately, passed away in my hands. The discs turned out to be silver coins, which looked very, very valuable. And just as we were pondering our newfound wealth with all these wonderful coins, we heard this commotion outside. So we ran outside to find this man on a bike. There was someone claiming to be the postman, but he didn't look like the regular postman. We stopped him and he said he didn't see anything. He was going to leave us alone. And so we let him go. And then I heard Red Elf scream from upstairs. I don't really know what's happened. He's sort of pulled me off to the side. And that's sort of where we find ourselves now.
Okay. Thank you very much. So, I think as it stands, we have Guke, Tjarko, and Frauke standing in the doorway to Imke's bedroom. You see Swantula lying face down in a puddle of blood, like half on the bed. And Red Elf has just taken Vipka outside. So
what's happened? What's happened?
Yeah, I think I'm going in to look over, to look at Swansha and see what's happened. If I can tell, like, what kind of wound it is or anything like that.
So you go over. You notice when you approach her, you notice there's an envelope next to her on the bed. It's like a bit of blood sprinkles on it.
Yeah, I'll pick that up.
Jarko, is she breathing?
No, she's not breathing. There's blood everywhere, and I'm like very gingerly, like trying to, like, she's face down, so I'm trying to roll her over and see like where the blood's coming from, if it's coming from a wound or.
So you turn her over and you see that there are wounds on both her wrists, like slits on both wrists. And that seems to be where the blood is coming from. And there are 2 sheets of paper underneath her.
Okay, I'll grab those and I'm like, it looks. I don't know. Her wrists are sliced. I don't know if she did this to herself or.
Of course not. How could this have happened to her?
I don't know why she would do that. And I hold up, the papers I have, and kind of start backing away. I don't see a knife. Do I see a knife or anything?
Well, if you look there. You look under the bed, and there is like a paper knife, letter opener, which is pretty sharp, and it's all covered with blood. And somewhere further back under the bed, there's looks like a small glass bottle, like a medicine bottle.
Okay, yeah. Well, I think I would hand the papers to Kuka or Farak, whoever is closest, and because I'm going to have to get under the bed and try to get under there and grab.
If you hand
the
him to
bottle.
me, I hand him to Farak. What do they say, Farak?
I know. I'll just let you take him. I'm too busy like looking over the body still. Like I'm distraught. I'm like, what do they say? I'm over. Still like in disbelief.
You're taking a look at the papers.
Yeah. Hilric, I am dying. I know something. I have no choice but to burden you with something. Great God, this wind, wherever, I never, to act on what I found my own family, what I have to tell our monsters, what it must, something, believe me, don't curse me, something. In the vase on a key to the top drawer where you will find the documents, them and everything, but you must, of the deserves to know mercy, maybe, all that is holy, Tamansil family, have to tell them everything, and they will help you to rid something from an evil that, out of ignorance, children of Dhol forever do not, must destroy the old god's wretched finger today, have to seal the tunnels below. May God be with you, Imka Winkler.
What is she talking about?
She said there's a key in this vase over here. And I'll go over and look. There's nothing in the vase.
No, there's nothing in the vase.
There's nothing in the vase. Is this some old thing that she wrote?
maybe someone else found this and the key first?
I don't know. I don't understand why this is on the bed. Obviously, she was reading it when she killed herself.
It's drained.
Died.
It looked. The blood is still wet. So
Yeah, but
fresh.
this letter is from Imka, our mother. Not
Yeah, I come out from under the bed with the letter opener and that bottle.
What's
well.
It's a small brown glass bottle.
Mm-hmm.
That's unlabeled.
Why would Samcha kill herself after reading this letter?
Yeah, I hold up the letter opener. I was like, I think this is what she used, and I put it on the bed next to the body. Then I hold up the bottle. I was like, this was also under there, and kind of turn it around. I open it up and don't do too close a smell, but kind of waft it under my nose.
It's like pretty sharp smell, like medicine.
It smells like, I mean, it's real like a medicine, but I don't know what it is. And I turn around. There's no label, and I hand it over. If anybody else wants to take a look at it or smell it, but I was like, I can't place what it is.
I want to smell it. Does it smell like anything I'd recognize? Poison.
Do you know what poison smells like?
I know what poison you'd find on a farm would smell like. Rat poison.
It basically smells like medicine. Froggy, you got a message.
I'm going to put it in my pocket then. Maybe show it to the doctor or somebody later.
I still don't understand. I mean, she found this letter and she did this to herself. Why would she do that?
I don't know. Maybe the key is in the letter, but the letter doesn't make any sense.
I think the key is in the key that's not here.
Well, I mean, the key to why she killed herself is in the letter. This makes no sense. We were outside birthing she came inside for towels and then came in here for some reason. I don't understand why she would come in here.
She wasn't even in here very long.
And then she found this letter and read it. Maybe she has the key. Let's take a look and see. Frau, I'm sorry, but I can't go rustling around in a woman's dress to see if I can find the key.
I understand. I'll take a look.
Yeah, I step aside.
So you reach into the pockets of her dress, and no, there's no key.
No, she doesn't have it on her. I guess I think
she said it's to the top drawer. Let's just bust open the top drawer.
Yeah, I have I pull my pocket knife out, and can I try to like wedge it in the drawer, or like try to, undo the lock or the latch?
Well, it has a small keyhole in the middle. The only drawer that has a keyhole is like the other ones are rather for clothes and stuff. And on the top, there's one drawer that's very flat that has a keyhole, and you prod in the keyhole with your pocket knife, and there's something stuck in the keyhole.
Was she trying to open
you prod with it, and you get like a piece. So it looks like a piece of a pin that comes from the lock.
Okay.
As you're manipulating the drawer, it doesn't seem to be locked. It's stuck, but it doesn't seem to be locked. And you wiggle it a little bit, and you can open it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll pull it open.
You pull it open and it's empty.
I'm like, I mean, there's nothing in here. I mean, this little piece of a pin came out of the keyhole, but nothing's in the.
Feed us to it.
It could have been months or years ago. We don't know how long it's even been here. This is.
I mean,
we haven't been in Imka's room.
Do you think do you think she got in here and found the letters in here? And
she must have. I mean,
how
she bled all over them.
But one other thing you notice there on the desk there is another letter.
Before you pick up that letter, I say, what did the postman mean? I didn't see anything. Was the postman in our house?
Can I look and see if I see like bloody footprints like going out of the room or anything, as if someone had been in?
No, there are no footprints
Nothing?
leading out. Well, actually, now they are, but they are around
To us.
all around
All of
the
ours.
room.
All of ours, yeah.
But they are none leaving out of the room. Let's switch to the other ones for a second.
Okay.
Red Elf, you let Vipka outside and start to play with the marbles. Do you want to stay with her or get back into the house, or what are the plans of you guys?
Red Elf, I think right now is having a cascade of a lot of feelings right now, and just wants to make sure that Vipka's okay.
Red Elf, why did you scream? Why were you screaming?
I'm not sure what to say.
Was there something scary? Can I go look? I'm gonna like sprint for the door.
I think he's in like a brief I think he's still a bit in shock, so it's like he tries to go after you, but he can't stop you.
Are you going for the door?
I'll go inside the house and try and find where people are, because everyone's upstairs, so I can't really tell.
They're not upstairs.
Sorry, they're in Imka's
on the left
room.
from the entrance.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll find like the open door and like go tearing in and go, Mama!
I'm gonna try to quickly cover the body as quick as I can.
I'm like, Vipka, no.
Don't
come in here.
Do a sanity check.
I'm like, don't look. It's not gonna do you any good.
Don't.
10?
Yep, 10.
So that's I guess that's
a success.
A pass,
yes.
So you only take 2 points.
2 points. Wonderful.
Still hurts.
Hey, parents die all the time. It's no big deal.
It's a lot. Rudolph's gonna, I guess, go to like his knees to like hold Vipka a little bit. It's like, Vipka, listen. I know this is hard, and I wish this wasn't happening either, but it's happening right now, and we at least have each other. And this is I really don't know what to say, but he just hugs her shoulder. It's like I just can't say words right now.
I say, Frog, please take Vipka and Red Elf out, just into the kitchen. And I'll turn to Guka and I'm like, we have to.
We've been through a lot. Let's get a snack. Come on, Vipka.
Yeah,
Red Elf. Let's go.
Yummy.
Let's eat something.
I think I asked this.
Talk
last
about
time,
what
but
you guys. You tell me what you guys saw in a bit. I just
Yeah.
Do the
Who
Heimsons
has the
live
medicine
in the
bottle?
house?
Hmm?
Do the Heimsons live here in the house with us, or do they live
Upstairs.
master bedroom.
They live they have a room upstairs.
Okay, jeez.
Who has the medicine bottle with them?
Charcoal. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Didn't Goka put it in his pocket?
Yeah. I mean, we've got to. I mean, we need to
carry her out in the back.
Yeah, get her out of here and all these sheets out of here. But yeah, we can just dig a hole. I mean, something for now. And I don't know why she would do this. I mean,
She didn't seem like the type that would kill herself.
no, I mean, poor Vibka. I mean, where is Hilric in all of this?
Let's find a place over by the backside of the barn. We can make a little graveyard, I guess.
Yeah.
Does she have family?
Swantia is your sister.
Oh, okay. Well, does she have? Okay, I was confused by that letter. I mean, she'd want to be buried by mom, but
Get Silver to get a coffin for her, and we bury her where her mom for her funeral too.
I mean, maybe we just get her out of the house now and
what did we? Well, I'm asking this outside of the game. But I mean, what did we do when Imka died? Do we have to call the coroner? We have to get them out here.
Well, Imke was on the at the hospital on the mainland, so the situation was different. But usually, what people do when somebody dies on the farm is, for once, they like prepare her for burial, so wash her and
they bury her on the property
in proper clothing. But there are the two churches, and usually the people are buried at the graveyards there.
Right.
So you notify the priest.
Well, how has our family been treated as far as burying people in the churchyard on the island?
Well, usually you have the people who were buried on the old churchyard.
Mm-hmm.
Your father is buried there.
But nobody, the old churchyard, the old church is abandoned right now, isn't it?
No, it's not abandoned. It's just one of the two churches.
Who's the priest?
The priest is Father. Wait, what's his name? Marcuson. It's an old priest. He must be way into his 70s.
So he probably knows us, and we know him.
Yeah, he knows you. You know him. You're not very. You don't go to service very often.
Right.
Very often, but like at least on Christmas and Easter.
So this is what I think we should do. We should put her on the cart, and we should go to the old church and tell Father Marcuson that we've had an accident, that she's passed away, that we need to bury her. We can arrange for services, and then we'll worry about telling I don't know if the authorities need to know. It's none of their goddamn business.
No, it's family business, and we'll take care of it. I'll get Red Elf to help me get her out to the cart, and Frau can begin cleaning the room. And I think are the letters still on the bed?
Well, I don't know who the letter has. I think Gurka had it last. The bloody one.
It was. I said before we grabbed that. So there's still this letter.
Yeah, and do you take a look at the envelopes?
I'll hand it to Charco.
Yeah, I'll take the.
The letter that was on the desk seems to be the bill from the hospital. Just a typed letter with an amount you're due. And the other envelope is signed by your mother, and it's addressed to to Henrik Hansen, and it's signed as the same as the letter with Imke Winkler.
Here, just we have that. And what's the bill for? I mean, how much?
Little bills.
That
huge
doesn't
amount.
really matter.
Okay.
It's quite some money.
We might be able to pay it off, but
Let's get her downstairs.
Yeah.
Where is Vibka? She doesn't need.
I think Falca's taking me into the kitchen to feed me food.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Granoff's still there too.
Yeah.
So you don't want to like let wash Swanti and lay her out. You just want to put her on the cart and bring her to the.
If that's what we would normally do,
That would be the normal that you
Okay.
and
All right.
that you then would get the priest to come here.
Oh, okay. Is it
It's a little dignified.
Okay.
right?
Probably.
Is it something
Let's drag
Falco
the
would?
body outside.
Jarko, Doka,
I'll hoist it over my shoulder.
we should wait a day.
D&D style.
We need to. I know this hasn't happened much because the last time it happened was like we were in the mainland, but we should wait a day. A lot has happened already today. I don't think
We don't have any way to refrigerate the body, so
We need to get it. We need to get her clean now, clean and
Yeah.
ready for the priest. So
what even happened?
we don't know. She apparently killed herself. That's all
Yeah.
we can tell at this point. We don't know why.
Whipka was quiet, but she was never harmful to herself. What provoked that?
we don't know. I mean, I don't know if
Farm
it's maybe the loss of mother, and maybe she took it and wasn't letting on how much it got to her.
That doesn't make sense because I was not going to talk about this, but I guess might as well now. Whipka and I were Swanja and I were going to leave the mainland. We're going to leave to the mainland by next year. And that's not happening anymore.
What do you mean you were going to leave with her?
Why were you going to leave?
Look, if you were having some kind of an affair with her, don't tell us this now.
That's not important. The point bit is that she was no state to hurt herself. This is not what happened. She wouldn't have done this to herself. Something happened. I refuse to believe that she just lost the will to live.
So where you're I guess you're in the living room having this discussion.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Frauke, do you join them?
I suppose if Vibka is like eating something that I hope will occupy her for a few minutes, then I'll kind of rejoin and just sort of look at her, through the other room.
Rocco, we're going to need to clean the body and.
What's this commotion in here?
I refuse to believe Swanja something. I refuse to believe that Swanja killed herself out of a desire to just not
then
exist
suggest
anymore.
who could possibly have done it since we were all out in the barn.
We saw her like 2 hours ago. It was only been 2 hours. It's like she did it.
Well, it hasn't
suddenly.
even been that. She left us to get towels.
Right,
Like
for
an hour ago. Yeah.
I mean, we'd
sheep calves.
been in the house. No one was in the house.
There's
I don't-
nobody who could have possibly done it except
That male boy.
the mail boy.
Or Hilric.
I was gonna say if we
Since-
didn't,
Oh, yes, or Hilric.
if somebody was here and we didn't see them, it's a big
But-
farm.
People who murder people don't usually cut their wrists.
Then what?
Actually,
wouldn't have
people
done
who
it to
commit
ourselves normally.
suicide this way don't usually cut their wrists either. It takes too long to die.
God. Oh.
What? Was
Well-
there anything?
well,
was he
we
doing
just-
anything?
Well, let's worry about how it
Okay.
happened later. Let's just get this
Okay.
done and over with.
Yeah, let's
Jesus
get her
Christ.
cleaned up.
Okay.
And let's get her cleaned up in somewhere where the priest can come take a look at her. That's out of the way from Vibke. She
We
can
can
only
Get
snack
a
for so
hold of the
long.
priest.
We
How
can
far away is
close
the
off that
church?
room.
Can I walk to the church in 15 minutes?
Let's see. How long do you need for the?
I mean, I've walked to it before. We've all-
Yeah, like something around 15, 20 minutes. Something like that.
Well, I'm not good for any heavy lifting or anything, but I can walk to the church
I could do the
and tell the priest.
I'll help clean her up.
'Cause we don't have phones and they don't have phones, so I'll be back in 45 minutes at the most.
I'll move her to. Kirko, do you want to? I guess get a cloth out and then we can start cleaning her.
Take her to put her in the tub.
Yeah. Okay.
To
I'll
clean
lift
her.
her. I'll take her to the tub.
I'll make sure I
Okay.
gather up all the letters and the bill and everything, and the Guga has the bottle. I'll get the letter opener.
You
What's on them?
carry her and
Letters?
I'll clean her up.
You found letters?
Oh yeah, we found. I'll hand you the letters. Before you lift her and take her. Show you. We're
guess-
both in the room, and I show you the letters.
I go over and grab like one end, waiting for you to grab the other.
Yeah. It's like I just lift it up a bit. Is like blood still drip off of it, or is it like just soaked?
No, it's pretty soaked, but it's dried.
Yeah.
By now.
Great God! Don't curse me, monsters. Something beneath the island. What?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
A key to the top drawer in a vase.
a key, something about
One thing,
tunnels.
as you read through it, this mention of God's wretched finger. That is something that all of you can place. That's what the old caved-in church tower of the old church is commonly known as. It has like this old tower and that still stands from an older church that was once there, and it's like partially caved in, and it's always referred to on the island as God's wretched finger.
I know this sounds this likely sounds insane, but considering everything that that has happened today, do you think our family's been cursed, or do you think our family is cursed and it's something to do with there?
First, no, we've never had this problem before.
Yeah, I don't know why
Lambs,
we would be
like-
cursed. I mean,
Is there something beneath the church or something? What?
She talks about tunnels, but what tunnels beneath the island? She talks about gods. It doesn't make any sense. We can barely read half of the damn thing.
I mean, it reads like the words of a sick and dying woman. I mean,
Yes, a senile old woman.
we can't read too much into it. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
it doesn't
so
make sense because there's nothing to make sense of.
Redolph's going to put the letter on the table where Ripka's eating, and he's gonna go get ready to go lift Swanja to the bath.
So you go over to the kitchen,
Yes,
and Vipka is not in the kitchen.
Ripka left. Damn it, Ripka's gone.
Where did she run off to?
Ripka, as I just yell through the house.
Yeah, I'll step outside and I'm yelling, Vipka.
And you
Vipka.
put that. So you basically put down the letter, and then you go looking for Vipka. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just out yelling, as loud as I can for Vipka.
Do we ever know if Ripka has hiding places she likes to go to normally?
What if it doesn't?
I know, but like, did we ever find those usually?
Well, you surmise she has, but you don't know.
Okay, because
So-
maybe she's went there, but I don't know if she has any.
You're well, Vipka, you're at your place, and
Wonderful.
you could take you were able to take one.
So displayed out on my little operating table is one of the poor lambs that unfortunately were birthed and passed with very little time in this world. But because I'm going to be a doctor, I have to practice my dissection. So I'd like to cut it open and start to observe its organs.
Well, yeah, you cut it open, look inside, and it looks somehow different from the cat's.
I mean, this is a different animal, so I would imagine the image would be slightly different. So I'd like to see if, I'd like to cut open the lung, see if the lungs are a bit different. Look in the stomach.
As you're doing that, you hear Red Elf calling your name from somewhere.
I'll quickly finish cutting out a couple of organs and nail them to the wall, and then cast my eye from my hiding place so I can sneak back down without being caught. And then I'll just casually, reappear behind him.
Can I roll spot hidden to know where she came from?
Oh, you can.
That's an exact success.
Okay. You see her coming around the corner of the farmhouse.
I look
Hello,
around to see.
you call for me.
Where did you go?
I went to my secret place,
What is your secret place?
where I study to be a doctor.
What?
I study to be a doctor. What's happening? Is Mama sick or is she dead?
I'm not okay with how easily you say that. What?
She's dead.
I'm half a mile away and I'm not comfortable with the way
Actually, you're basically just now leaving the farm because
I think you hear that, and then as you're walking away, like
all of you see. You can hear the commotion, Duke, and
Red Elf's like half like shocked, like what? I did not expect those. Where is this? Show me this.
Yeah, I think I'm coming around from the side of the house where I went. I imagine me and Red Elf went opposite ways, and so I'm coming back and see that Red Elf has found Vipka. And head over to them. I'm like, Vipka, is she okay?
You went to her secret place, and you're practicing. What are you doing to practice to be a doctor?
I will be a doctor one day, and I
What
will
are you
be practicing to be a doctor because bones sing the stories of their humans. Anyway, so
What? What?
Well, Vipka, where is your secret place?
Oh,
Tell
you
us.
wouldn't be able to find it. It's much too high for you.
Tell us
Such
then.
tall people cannot fit into these spaces.
Okay. Well, you need to come back in the house and stay in the kitchen and have a snack while we attend to your mother. And
I'm quite full. I was already fed by Auntie Falcon. I don't need any more food.
Okay, well, just come back inside. No more playing doctor. Just come where we know where you are. And
Actually, Wibka, this makes a lot of sense now, considering everything. But you can show me your secret place a bit later. But maybe you could make sense of something. Come back inside. I have something to show you.
Okay. I'll just follow him inside.
I better show her the letter. Maybe you could make sense of this.
Well, you go into the kitchen and the letter is not on the table where you left it.
Where'd it go?
What are you going to show me, Redolph?
I think Mother
I'm
wrote.
still in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I've been attending to the body. So
No, you
I
were
stayed
doing
with the
that in
body?
the bathroom.
Well, if you're administering to the body, you would be.
Yeah, we lifted.
because I was
Most
waiting
likely
for
infantry.
Jargo
I didn't lift the
carry
body
him
up because I
somewhere,
went to
but-
go. I went to go put the letter on the table to go find Wipka to show her it.
So we never
And
moved
then-
the body yet.
Yeah, we never moved the body yet because I
No.
had to go right after Wipka was.
Well, actually, the easiest way would be to administer to her on the bed, like clean her
Not
up,
move her at
get the-
all.
Yeah, I guess just
Yeah.
clean
Clean
her
up-
off there and then clean the sheets.
clean
and-
her up, get the sheets off, fresh sheets and everything.
I guess you're right near the kitchen. I guess.
Right. Anyways, she's not in the kitchen, so that when you go
Yeah.
in the kitchen, she...
Yeah. So.
It's-
Fraka, where did the letter go?
I don't know. I've been
Letter?
working on the body.
Do you mean this letter? And I'll just pull it out.
Where did you get what? How'd you get that?
I was studying to be a doctor.
What
No, wait,
letter?
this letter. The letter that I was
The
able
bloody
to
letter.
bring with me.
I have the other letter.
No, the bloodied letter. You can have.
Hmm.
What letter do you?
Not the letter, but
I may have misread a direct message. Don't mind me.
Oh, sorry. No, you don't have it.
Okay, no worries. Never mind. The letter is gone.
Wrong. That was miscarried.
I see.
Okay. But
Never mind.
it was a.
So we walk into the kitchen and the letter is gone.
And there's like,
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Oh, right. But
But I have the other letter.
Yeah, I think Goga had the letter.
Exactly.
the normal letter, yeah, the non-bloody one.
Oh,
Wibka. I know you're. That makes sense, and I always thought you were a gifted child. So, if I say something about, I guess, cursed wind or old gods or the crooked finger, like I guess the crooked finger of God, was it? The god's wretched finger. Does that mean anything?
His wretched finger, like the church tower. Mama used to have nightmares about that place.
What kind of nightmares?
I don't know. She would never tell me. She pretends. Some people have nightmares and they pretend they're daydreams.
You're more.
well, I think. Oh, sorry.
You're more of a haunted girl than I thought you were.
So I go into the bedroom where Fraka is cleaning the body, and I'm like, I said, is there anything I can do to help you clean the body or the sheets or the bed? How can I help you?
I mean, I don't know. I guess just I'm just trying to keep her clean and presentable for when the priest gets here.
So I'll grab a rag and go to the other side of the bed, start cleaning an arm and just helping out as much as I can.
Okay. So you two are cleaning, Red Elf and
I guess
Zipka.
I try. Redolph's trying to talk to Vipka about what happened, and he's more. I think he's the one that's more unnerved by the conversation than the child. It's like, what?
It seems like
It seems like she's been around very weird shit all of her life, and I never knew that. It's like,
and somehow Gurka is missing.
Well, I'm not
You saw-
missing. I said that I was.
No, he
going
said
to
he's
go to
leaving.
church.
Okay, yeah.
like we talked about this.
Yeah.
But as
It's
soon
just-
as I am past, if there's kind of like a little hill going down and
Yeah.
around, as soon as I'm out of view of the house, I pull out the letter from Hilric because I want to see what it says.
Yeah, you give it a read through.
Any more information on it, or
Well, that's the bloodied letter. That's the one. There's only this one. Those two
Okay.
sheets of paper.
maybe we
Oh,
misunderstood.
Okay, yeah, I thought
The-
there
the
was
other-
another
That's
letter.
what I was thinking.
No, you
There's
said
only
there were two
one-
letters besides the medical bill. You said there was a second letter besides the bill.
No, there's the
pages.
other envelope
Okay.
was the empty envelope on.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you never
I
said it was
see.
empty.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay, so then I guess you never taken it. I
Yeah,
guess?
the
I thought you took a
bloody
different
letter handout is addressed to Hilric. So
All right, so I'm heading towards the church, and
Okay,
when I get there, there probably is a residence where the priest lives.
Well, there's the basically it's a tarp like your farm, and only that there is the on the west side is the old church tower. Then directly adjacent to that is the church itself, which is red brick building, as most buildings on these islands. And next to that is the priest's house. And what you notice when you draw closer is that the priest's house seems to have broken windows.
Oh no. I'll go up to the windows and look inside. Father Marlson, are you here?
Marcuson.
Marcus,
No response, and you.
I'm going to go around to the front door and see if it opens.
Well, yeah, it's actually it's open.
Father Marcuson, I'll come inside and look around.
It's like a short floor which leads from one side, from the entrance to the back door. There's there is like a garden, small vegetable garden behind it, and from there are basically there are two doors on the left, which would lead into the living area, and two doors on the right, which would lead to the stable areas.
Okay.
And the doors on the left are open, and you look into the first one. It's a kitchen, and it looks like your kitchen when you got back to the farm.
So it's been vandalized. I'm going to look around to see if Father Marcuson's body has been, if he's been murdered.
You take a look around, and it's basically 4 rooms. The kitchen, then like a dining room, and next to it is like a small room, like a reception room, like sitting room, and next to that is his bed chamber, but he isn't in any of these rooms.
I'm going to quickly go over to the church and go inside if it's unlocked and take a look like at the confessional area and see if that's been disturbed.
Nope. You basically the doors to the church are like midway on both sides, and you just go into one of the doors, take a look inside, and it looks all very normal. No wreckage, no disturbance. The pews, the like blue painted benches, and the altar is all normal. You take a look towards the that confessional.
Right, nothing
looks completely normal.
So I see that we can get away with not getting the constable involved at this point, but I'm going to go back to the house. But before I go back, I'm going to go over to God's wicked crooked finger and see if anything's going on there.
No, see, the same old tower on like in between the church and the tower. The wall has mostly caved in. As kids, you were always able to crawl in there and hide in there and climb the inside.
But nothing
doesn't look any
different.
Doesn't look. No.
I'm going to walk back home.
Mm-hmm.
Something has happened here. And
okay, you walk back home. As you basically gave everything just a very quick once over. So
right.
They're like back within like 45 minutes. And at that point, I guess Frauke and Jarko are done cleaning up the body, put her in a nice dress, like her Sunday dress.
I think because Redolf's been having issues trying, he's gonna need a bit to have it actually sit in his mind a bit. So he kind of wanted to see if he's trying to like gently push Webka to show him where the secret place is, because he just want to focus on something else right now besides dealing with Swanja being dead, and he wants to learn more about Webka now that he feels like he might need to take care of her person more now. So it's like he's been trying to gently push, like, could you show me over I guess the last 30 minutes.
You're my best friend, but the laboratory is for doctors in training only.
Laboratory.
The laboratory. I'm gonna stare at him, basically being like, drop it.
What are you doing there? All right. Okay.
Very good. So,
do you have any sense of? Do you have any idea what you think is happening right now? Is this not normal?
Are we not going to bury Mum?
I mean, they're cleaning it up right now, and Goka's getting the priest.
I think it would be good to say goodbye to Mum properly.
I would like to. Just want to.
So much death around this family.
Hopefully it doesn't get more. Hopefully it stays just for us. Fine.
so as I come back inside, I'm going to be like, we're going to have to go to Tilly. I think whatever trashed our place, trashed the priest's place. He's not there.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
You couldn't find the priest?
Everything's all torn up over there. No, but I didn't see any blood, so.
It can't be just vandals. They wouldn't just trash the entire church.
So as Guki got back, the wind, which has been died down over the whole day, is steadily picking up by now. It's
Storm.
growing stronger again. And you all get together in the kitchen.
Mhm.
I guess somebody's maybe making a cup of tea.
What time is it? About what time is it?
Like 4:00 in the afternoon.
Okay.
I assume it's not going to be like sundown for like how many more hours?
Maybe 2 hours.
Oh,
It's
okay.
getting a little with
It's
with
fall,
the
right?
clouds outside. It's already getting a little darker. It's
Is it usually
March.
storm season, or is that just more of a random occurrence?
Well, the weather changed pretty quickly
It's March.
on the islands, and
Okay.
especially in the spring and in the fall.
Looking outside, or just looking to the clouds, there's like a storm front coming, or just a storm clouds in the distance.
Rain.
Could be the clouds are building up, getting pretty dark for this time of day. So yeah, the storms, the wind is picking up. Could be a storm coming.
Darko, is it normal for a storm to happen a day immediately after a storm already happened, like consecutive storms?
I mean,
That
I don't
happens.
think it's. I mean, it's not out of the question. It's
Just odd, isn't it?
Stormy, rainy season.
yeah. I mean, it is that time of year where we get a lot of storms and rain.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go out before this settles in and just go around and see if I can find any sign of Hilric again. Just walk the grounds as much as I can before this storm moves in.
Yeah, we need to find him. Really should find where he went.
I'll go with you.
So, and as you both get up and walk towards the kitchen door, you hear like a banging from Imke's room. Like it sounds like the shutters are loose or something.
Open the door to look. What?
Yeah, I guess we're right next to it. So open it up and take a look and see.
You open the door, and the first thing you notice is that the window was one of the windows that was broken, so you had to close the shutters in order to close the room to the outside. And the shutters are open and they're flapping in the wind. And the second thing you notice is that there's no body on the bed.
Oh my God! Did somebody move? We were leaving the body here. Nobody. I mean, did somebody move? Did somebody move her?
Ralph's gonna bolt outside. Here's that. It's like what? It's like
Where's Simka's body?
I didn't move it yet.
Sorry.
I'm gonna Reynolds gonna like go outside. Like what the fuck? Like look for like outside the room, like this room.
I mean, we just finished cleaning the body and came out here.
Well, you went into the kitchen. You had a little discussion. You had a cup of tea. I guess Guka got something to enrich the tea.
But again,
and then at some point, and then when you decided you want to check for Hilric again,
Right.
you hear like this banging of the shutters.
if I go outside the house and look, is there anything happening in the distance? Because it's like
Not really, but if you take a look, you can do a track or spot hidden.
all right, because it's like, where the fuck did the body go? All right, let's see.
My God, what is going on here?
Hey, Van Gus.
Guys, buckle down the fort. Jarko and I are going to go have a look around.
Yeah.
So you can do
Let's see.
Both of you can do spot hidden.
Spot
or
hidden
track.
when we go out.
I think I got a extreme success on spot hidden.
Oh, okay. So you basically go to the.
I guess I go to
window.
the other end of the broken window. Like, where did it
Yeah.
go? What?
I got exactly an
you
extreme
s-
success on spot hidden.
You see footprints in the mud, and they look like naked feet.
Familian, Swanja's alive. There's footprints. It's like I just fall, go the direction of them.
She just,
I was alive.
She is not.
Right.
She's dead.
She's very she's
You're
dead.
pretty sure she's not alive.
She's
I know, but like, what the fuck?
You
There's, like,
spent
footprints.
you spent like half an hour
Yeah,
washing
it's like-
her.
we were just washing her
I think
body.
they say that, and then like, wait, no, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, but there's naked footprints. Something happened here. Someone took something. No shoes took it. Where did the footprints
Where do the
go?
footprints
Yeah,
lead?
where do they-
Where,
yeah, where do
are
they
we
go?
going?
Well, you follow the footprints, and they go towards the north,
Like the
away
church?
from your premises.
Okay, so do they go in this kind of the same direction that the other footprints that I saw earlier are going, like towards the northwest?
Yeah, they mix with them. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. All these footprints, Guga, all these footprints are going to the northwest side of the island,
The church,
which
right?
is off towards the old church. I mean, did you see anything out there? I mean, it was ransacked, but
nothing.
nothing.
Charcoal, I need to talk to you in private. Over there by the barn.
Yeah, I'll head off over to the barn with Guka.
All right.
Well, they do that. Redolph's gonna, I guess, talk to the frog. It's like, we need to go after those things. Something happened. Do we have a gun on the premises?
No.
I guess we'll just get. I'm just gonna start gathering things. I guess. But
Don't go anywhere without us.
I'd like to
not.
get a
I'm
knife
just-
from
I'm
the
just-
kitchen.
Split the party.
Like, we're not leaving. I'm getting
Yeah.
shit ready.
Yeah,
I'm gathering things.
As we're walking off, I turn and point, to Red.
You're
Like,
like in the
do
kitchen,
not,
and, we
do
have
not
knives,
leave.
We have cleavers.
I better go find some things, and we're gonna go. Maybe, but something's wrong.
Yeah,
I'll wait. But I'm gonna get.
We're following ghost tracks. One should pack a butterfly net, and then I'll grab a knife. And then, yes.
I'm like, Vivka, give me that. Do not. You cannot play with knives.
I am far more skilled with a knife than you would understand, witch.
What has gotten into you?
Gonna stare at her, just full on like you are not
Watch
taking
your
my
mouth.
knife.
Watch your mouth before I make you watch it.
Redolph's gonna just try to manage this inside. You guys talk. I'm sorry. Just
Yeah, we're heading off to the barn. Yeah.
As you head off to the barn, both do a spot hidden.
02. Extreme.
90.
Okay, Vipka, which of the lamps did you take?
One with wings, the one that I thought was really cute, and I was
Okay.
like petting.
There were you get into the barn, and you had the all those corpses of the lambs just put on a pile, and the one with the wings is missing.
Charcoal. I'm talking to you because we're family and because you saved my life. And I am not the head of the household any longer. You are, because you are the most fit, the most qualified. And we are family, and we have to stick together, no matter what. No matter what. But there's something I have to tell you, because I think something that I have done has brought this all down upon us.
I mean, what could you have done that would cause all of this? I mean,
I don't know how to say it out loud. I killed Hilric.
You killed
We found Mother's notes. Not all of them, but she told us of a treasure, the silver. And it was in the old church. And we had made a pact that we would go to the old church and dig it up and split it and use it for the whole family. But I became very curious, so I went to see the night that we found the papers. And what I found was Hilric already digging up the silver, and he was going to run with it. And we had an argument, and I hit him with a shovel, and I buried him and took the silver. And I brought it back here. Honest to God, I don't even know if he was dead when I buried him.
Where did you bury him?
I buried him where the hole that he had dug in the church. It's literally underneath the confessional. I went there just now, earlier, and there was no disturbance. Nothing had been moved. But now there's notes with something about the old church, and the priest is missing. This was before we left for the mainland for Mother's funeral. And then all of this happened afterwards. And I don't have a clue if it has anything to do with it. But as far as I could see, Hilric's body is still buried there. And I couldn't say anything. It was an accident, but one that I can't deny.
Who you said we found the note? Who found the notes with you?
Hilric found
it
first.
Hilric, okay.
And he showed it to me, and we made a pact which he actually broke by going there and digging it up. But what happened after that, I don't know. We left the island. But something we must have disturbed in that old church when I moved the silver.
Well, I think all these footprints and everything are heading that way. I don't know that. I don't believe that you've cursed us or anything, but I think I've got to go and see if his body's still there. We could try to take the silver back if that
was buried. It was, nobody knew about it except Mother, and she would have wanted us to have it. I don't know why she never told us.
Well, I think by her not telling us about it would probably be that we weren't supposed to know about it. If she knew and didn't tell us or didn't take it herself, then I think that it probably should have remained there.
Does silver keep back certain evil spirits, maybe?
I don't know, but maybe, I think maybe it was someone else's silver and they're exacting revenge on us for taking it, or for you for taking it. And
they even know.
I don't know. I don't know. But I think we need to, we need to take it back. We can't tell the constable if you've killed
Maybe
someone.
we just need to bury it and not tell anyone and use it to get off this fucking island.
I mean,
nobody will question why we're leaving. Everybody hates us on this island.
right, but I mean, I think we should bury it. I think we should take it back, bury it back at the church. That way, if it does belong to somebody, they can find it, and this will end. They'll leave us alone. But I don't know. I don't think we could keep it. I mean, I don't believe in curses, but all this happened. Maybe it's just I don't know, bad luck, and maybe we can right our luck by taking it back. I don't know.
Want to take it back?
I mean, I think we. I don't know. I think we should. I think we should take it back and put it back where you got it.
I'm going to turn around and walk back into the house.
Okay.
I'm going to stay there for a minute.
Okay.
The house, Red Elf has arranged.
I think I've gathered
a nice array of weaponry you can find on.
I gathered. I was like lantern like matches. It's like if we're going, it's gonna probably get dark by the time. So we had like something for that and like probably something for the rain. So like I guess.
Yeah, like storm.
I don't
lanterns.
think do we have umbrellas? I guess or no.
Sure, we have
No,
umbrellas.
it's like oilcloth.
I guess I just have oilcloths like set up. It's like.
Yeah.
We should go look for him. If there's
Umbrellas are usually useless
in the high winds, yeah.
In the wind.
Yeah, but okay. Maybe we'll find Torek. I don't know, but something happened to Swanja's body, and we have to go looking. And I think it went towards the old church.
Is the wind getting worse?
Yeah, it's pretty strong by now.
I mean,
it's not a storm, but it's high winds.
I know it's not looking
But
great
it's
out there, but
nothing really unusual.
I know it's not looking great out there, but if we don't go after it, we might lose the trail of whatever happened.
Go after what?
What Swanja's body is missing, and it went that way, or whatever.
The body didn't go anywhere. It's
something took it.
Barefoot person took it. It sounds like it.
Well, it went that way. It's like pointing in the northwest direction, and we should go find it before we never could. Before we can't.
Are the two others back yet or no?
I think they're just
Yeah,
I'm back. I walk
Turk is
in and
coming
I go to whatever the equivalent of a living room is, or the parlor.
yeah, you
I
have,
just-
you have a living room,
I just
like
sit down.
kitchen, living room next to each other.
I just sit down in whatever chair I usually sit down. I'm just quiet.
Well, any news?
No.
What are we gonna do?
Mama truly walks. We should go catch her now.
be right.
Where's Chaco? Goku, you went with Chaco. Where's Chaco?
It's in the garage, in the barn.
Should we go collect him?
If you want to, this reminds me of something really dumb I did. Ugh.
What's that?
I remember. I think I drank. I think we got through like, I don't know how many bottles we went through, but I made this dumb pact with Hilric one of those days. It was like, I think we said we'd be brothers. I can't remember, but the one thing I do remember was this weird one where it was like, we made this dumb thing about that. It was like just something we did for the hell of it, but it was like whoever kicks it first should do everything they can to visit the other one, or from the afterlife, give him a message. And it was like really dumb because I thought he was going to win it. I thought he was going to win that because actually, never mind.
He did. He did win.
No, if he's dead or gone, he lost. It was.
You mean you thought you were going to die before Hilric was?
I only have 6 months to go.
What are you talking about?
Red Elf, what are you talking about?
I stopped thinking about it because everything happened, and I thought when I saw the silver, it would be nice to move on, but I think something is worse happening, and the doctor said I don't have more than 6 months to go. In Hamburg, I got to visit the doctor when we went to the funeral of the hospital. I went to go visit my doctor one more time, and my liver is gonna go kaput, and within the year, by next year.
Red, I'm so sorry.
It's fine. I just feel like right now I had at least some right to make sure Hillick was fine because I promised that at least, and I know I really shouldn't be bringing this up, but I forgot about it entirely, and I feel I've done a lot of dumb things, and I haven't even lived that long, and so right now I think it's in my right, if he's still alive, I do what I can to go find Svanja, or whatever happened to her. So right now, even if it's awful out, I'm going to do what I can. Because
Yepka,
right
did you say you gonna collect Tiarko?
I don't know what's going on. Like everyone's come into the living room. There's no Jarko, so I'm like, where is he? Should we go get him? I've stuck around for Red Elf's confession. I'm just going to grab his hand.
Okay.
Be like, I'll come with you.
I don't know if I'm doing this well or just a lot's happening, and I feel like he's just remembering a lot of bad things he's done.
So Jarko's still on his own, as far as I can tell.
I mean, if we're going to go anywhere, we should get Jarko before we go.
Yeah, we should.
All right. So shall we all go to get Jarko then?
Sure.
I'm staying in the house. I'm up to here with crazy shit going on.
I'm not making it better. Yeah.
Uncle Guga, why do you not want to get Jarko? We're gonna go.
Just go get him.
Go
He's
find
just in the
Mama.
barn. He just said that he was going to stay there for a minute. So
I don't understand. Are you grumpy because you've lost your leg?
yes,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Okay. You know, all those things come back with fairy wings. And then I'm going to start walking out to the barn.
I worry that she means that actually.
I
You go
worry
to
that
the
I'm going to
bar,
kill her next.
Well,
go out to the barn, and Charco's not there.
Jarko! Jarko!
Nothing.
Where is
Is
he
the
going up
bucket of silver still there?
That's in the kitchen.
No, the
in the
bucket is
kitchen, is it?
missing.
Ugh.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Then you would have had to get it from the kitchen.
Yeah. Okay. I'll amend that. I'm just going out. I'm just without the bucket, but I'd taken a shovel.
Okay.
Yeah. Same course.
So the bucket
Doing
isn't
same.
there anyhow.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I guess if he's not here, let's go back to the house.
Okay, so Jarko's missing. Is it obvious that there's a shovel missing, or is it just like there's a menagerie of tools and it's just a tool?
well, that shovel was pretty obvious. So
it was the
you
shiny new
noticed.
one.
Yeah,
That makes more sense
that
now.
was polished.
that makes more sense now.
I had to get the blood.
I, with no character knowledge of why it would be shiny, is just like, the shiny one's gone.
I thought my character was the only one that had like really deep, fucked up secrets, but no, I feel like everyone just has we're all an entanglement here.
The doctor. Anyway, so Jocko's gone.
You're touched by
The shovel's gone. The silver's in the kitchen. Uncle Goku doesn't want to go anywhere. I suppose we go tearing back to the house to be like, Uncle Goku, Jocko's gone. Jocko's gone.
I think he ran off to the church or whatever direction that thing went.
Why would Jocko leave? I don't understand.
I don't know.
What did you talk about in the barn?
What happened?
It's none of your fucking business.
It is because
It is right now.
You talked to my husband and he's gone now, and also there's a lot of weird shit going on. So it is my business.
Mm-hmm.
What did you talk about in the barn?
Man stuff.
I swear to God, I'm gonna beat you with that goddamn cane.
Raka, Vipka. Let me have a talk. I'll have this talk. Maybe. I'm not ready for this kind of day, but I'm just to be open with that. I'm not ready for anything that happened to anything today, so maybe if this is a talk, Fraka, Vipka, let a talk between brothers happen, if that's okay.
You want to have another conversation with us out of the room.
I'll tell you if he leaves.
It's going to be very important and mean that one of you is going to walk off without us knowing anything about what's going on again, twice. You want us to do that twice now.
Well, this time I'm going to stay, and maybe we'll leave together.
You want us to leave the room?
I'll happily leave. But I'm going to circle around to a window that is near enough to the conversation and just eavesdrop on what's going on.
I'm so glad that old bat had to die and leave me as mistress of the farm so that nobody could tell me anything and just decide shit and do it themselves.
So
I walk out
you could do a combined stealth and listen.
You're right. You ever right, T-Pad.
I rolled an 11, which is a critical success for both, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so basically Vipka just swished out of the room. Frauke is like bitching while she's leaving. So you're alone.
Wonderful. I've like posted up underneath the window, just listening to the conversation going on.
You're basically outside under the window shelf.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, no, you have a right to hear this. Okay. I don't care what you said to him, but did you say anything about where a place? Because it's obviously he went somewhere if you talked about somewhere on the island. So where did he go?
Red Elf, you need to not get involved in things.
I know your life left you. I know your life has leapt out your fingers, but it doesn't mean you have to make
Please, Red Elf, you don't know what you're talking about.
I don't, and that's why I'm asking you.
Your brother is in charge of the family now, so you follow him, not me.
Do you know where he went? Because he went somewhere. We don't know where he is.
Went. I thought he was in the barn. He said he was going to come right back in, so I don't have a clue. I thought you guys were going to go and follow the footprints to find.
We're gonna wait for you guys to be done.
Well, I've got a gimpy foot. Go. I just walked all the way to that church and back. I'm tired. I've had a bad day.
We've all had a terrible day.
Well, I've had a bad day and a 45-minute walk.
I guess I'll have one too.
Something evil is going on here.
I know. And I have no idea what it is. Maybe Wibka knows about it. She seems like she knows about some weirder things happening.
Vibka is a child who is very imaginative.
I
wouldn't put any stock in anything that is she 7 or 12?
I think she's 11. Hang on.
I think she's
Eight.
8.
11.
She's 8.
thought she was like
She's
10.
8. I
Okay.
wouldn't put any
She's 8.
stock in anything that an 8-year-old girl has to say. She's still playing with dolls.
I don't think she's playing with dolls anymore.
It might be voodoo dolls, but she's playing. she's playing with
I've-
dolls.
Listen,
Rodolphe, count me out of whatever
Okay.
you're planning or doing right now, please.
okay.
Trust us. Trust your older brothers.
I want to. I really do. I've just fucked up my own life too much to feel safe in my own decisions anymore.
Just stop drinking.
I did. Still hurts.
All right, so I'm not going to talk anymore.
Yeah, I guess I just
So
walked
what-
out of the room and just like,
So I know what Jarko is doing. What is the rest doing?
Well, I want to go to the church. I would like Red Elf to accompany me. So I will wander back inside and just sort of, are we going to the church or not? And I'll like stamp my feet impatiently, like, let's
All right,
go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
all right, let's go. I'm just gonna get a lane. I was gonna get like a lane sticker on and like help Webcub put one on.
As
and
you
then
walk out the door, I'm just like leaning up against the house, like, going somewhere?
Church, come. And
I
All right.
hand you a Ranslicker. It's like, come on.
And I follow.
You follow. And Gurka, you're staying at the farm?
Oh, yeah, I'm staying here.
Okay.
I'm
So-
thinking about, though, as they all leave, and I think about it, I might go to the door and say, you should turn around and go to Tilly instead.
Why?
Because there's nothing out there.
Okay. And I look to the other, I'm like, do the opposite of what he just said.
Okay, so
Keep going where we're going.
leaving-
To the church.
let's start with Jarko. Jarko, you get to the church tarp. It's as I described before. And I guess you go into the church.
Yeah. I go into the church straight for under the confessional where Guka told me that the body.
One thing that immediately, as always, falls into your eyes, should have showed Guka as well, but over the altar there is a big woodcut. You all know that has been like uncovered.
So this is above the altar.
This is above the altar.
Okay. It says they come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. And this has always been there.
Well, it's you know that it's supposed to be very old. It was uncovered a couple of years ago when they removed the old plaster and cleaned it up.
Okay.
So Gurka, you saw that as well when you were there, of course.
Okay. Yeah, it's
You all
Matthew
know-
7:15.
And you all know that that thing.
But yeah, I go in and I start digging where I believe Hilrich's body's going to be.
Well, Gurka said something about the confessional. There actually is a confessional,
Mhm.
which always struck you as strange. This is a Protestant church. But most
Okay.
likely it's just
It's probably
Pro-
wooden, so you have to push it out
Yeah.
of the way. And the whole
Okay.
As you go there, you take a look at. There's something leaning on the wall behind it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go over and take a look at whatever that is.
There's a pickaxe.
Okay.
That's where I left my fucking pickaxe.
Yeah. So,
You said you're just gonna take a look. Examine it.
yeah. I guess am I going to need the pickaxe to dig where I want to dig? Is that going to make it easier?
Well,
Or is that to break up the?
Well, the confessional is like
Right.
this little wooden stand and, with two doors. You open them up and you look. It's got a wooden floor, and as you take a look, there are like scratch marks on the boards.
Okay. There's scratch marks on the boards.
Yeah, on the floorboards on one side.
Do they look like they were pulled up and put back?
That could be possible.
Okay, I'm gonna get down gingerly on my, not on my injured knee, and I guess use the pickaxe and try to pry them up.
Yeah, that's possible. Actually, they're just loosely fitted into the bottom of the confessional. So you just have to like move them a bit, and then you can get them out. And underneath there is a big stone slab, like the other floor of the church is made of, and there you can see scratch marks as well in the one corner.
Okay. But it's not busted up or anything.
Well, it's could be marks from the pickaxe that might fit.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I would use the pickaxe. Would I be able to pry part of this floor up here?
Well, you insert the pickaxe and yeah, the slab seems to be loose.
Yeah.
With leverage of the pickaxe, you can lift it a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. I want to lift it and try to get it out of the way. Because I'm trying to find the body of Hilric here. Just to check out Guga's story and dig it up, and I guess I would probably get it out and give it a proper burial.
And as you open up the stone slab, you use the leverage, you bring it up and just push the slab up and put it upright. And at that moment, the church door is blown open by a gust of wind, and you hear this kind of piping, whining. Must have been the wind blowing through the open door.
Yeah, I imagine that would startle me out. So, I do take a quick look behind me at the church door, just out of instinct of hearing the noise and the strange sound.
Well, in here it's getting quite dark. It's not really dark outside, but there are only small windows, so it's not very well lit. But you don't see anyone in the door. The church door just flew open.
Okay, so whenever I pull the slab up out of the way, is it like dirt underneath?
Well, you look inside, and there's like a small depression underneath. It's like a hollow lined with brickwork. It's about 2 by 3 feet. Is the opening you got, and it's like 5 feet deep. And there is something sticking out from the side into the hollow. It's pretty dark. You can't really make out.
I have a lighter, so
Okay. So you
flick that and get a flame.
and you see that it's feet that are sticking out from underneath the floor.
Okay, yeah. So I'll kind of get down in there and like maneuver the body where I can see the face. Try to just make sure this, I mean, I believe that it's Hilric. I mean, my brother told me it was, but just get it pulled out.
So you jump down into the hole, and you bend down to look further into the hole. It's like another couple of feet that this little secret room, as it seems, goes under the floor of the church. And what you see is the figure of Hilric. He's leaning against the back wall. In his lap there is something that looks like a bundle of papers partially burned. And there's something lying next to his leg, like nearly a yard long stick or something. And he has his fingers over his ears, but it looks strange, like his middle fingers are missing, and his whole mouth is covered in blood. And as you look, there are bloody handprints and marks on the walls. And you can do a sanity check.
Okay. I failed that one. 69 out of 55.
That one. So that would be 1d3.
Okay. That is 2.
2. Okay. And as the other one reached the did I miss any?
So I think I'm shaking. I almost dropped the lighter just, as I see the state of things, the fingers missing, and, I almost dropped the lighter.
I have to check on some messages I missed. Okay. So as you get up to the church, you see the door of the church is open, and you hear like an exclamation, like "Oh!" from inside, and there seems to be a bit of light coming from the door, but very faint.
Yep, I think he's here. Someone's here. Let's go check it out.
Oh yeah, Pascal, just to bring up, we probably would have brought lanterns and stuff if we had.
Wait,
them.
you said you had lanterns and lighters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we brought light sources.
Yeah. That's no problem. So you get inside, and you want to take a closer look at the hands, or then?
Yeah. I want to look at the hands, and I want to kind of just take the lighter, along over the body.
Well, he has the hands over his ears, but the middle fingers seem to be missing, and there's blood running. There's dried blood on his hands. And as you try to pry to move the hand, it seems to be stuck, and it looks like he wedged his fingers through his ears.
Ooh. So he's
And there's
dug his fingers into his ears.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're
Okay.
like stuck in this position.
Yeah.
They broke off in his ears or something.
Okay. That's horrible. So I after doing that, I light the lighter again. I'm looking, down at what's beside his leg. That
Okay.
long.
And you see, all of you get inside, and you see light coming from the confessional.
Jarko?
Elf, I see a light.
Yeah. I don't
Jarko, are you down
Are
there?
you there?
Yeah, I hear them, but I'm looking down at his leg and what's beside his leg.
Well, the thing next to his leg looks like a long flute or something. It looks like porcelain, and the whole it got a one wider end, like the end of the flute, and the tip of the flute is all covered in bloody gore.
So I know we all, or the family, had flutes. Did Hilric have a flute that we knew of?
You didn't have flutes. You all of you hate this instrument because your
Right.
father always made you play it.
Right. Did we have before we threw them in the ocean or the water? Did we all had individual flutes?
No, your father had like
Okay,
a
he
whole
had.
collection,
Oh, okay.
but they were all wooden.
Is it okay? So this isn't one
And
that I would recognize.
This looks like porcelain.
Okay, so not one that I would recognize as our father
Well,
having owned.
You get over to the hole in the ground and you see Jarko crawling in there.
What are you doing? What did you find?
That now that you're here, I say it was like Hilric is Hilric, and he's okay.
Gone too.
Papa,
Just
Daddy, my dad's dead too.
I'm sorry, Vika. Yeah, your father is dead too. Don't look in here. Stay back. Just stay back.
I think Vipka can do another sanity check.
I think that's a
Does
success.
she have any?
Yes, it's a success.
It was just
I
1
guess.
point.
All
Not
right.
looking at it.
Yeah,
now.
parents die all the time.
The other two,
I'm more just feel really bad, but
What the hell
Yeah.
happened?
I guess I've won. This is terrible. I never wanted to win anything.
I say, "Hey, help me out." And, I climb out. And
there's still this on the ground. There's still some of the silver coins. Forget about
Is
that.
this? Wait.
Yeah.
Is this
On
where the
the-
silver came from?
I do want to grab the letters. And the flute and bring those up.
Yeah,
Very,
it's like, he has like a bundle of partially burnt paper, pretty badly burnt papers, and something that looks like a flute.
So does this flute look like the flute that Red Elf caught me playing? Or is this
No,
a different flute?
that
Okay.
was like a
That was also a wooden flute?
just a normal wooden flute.
Okay.
Was
What-
there
what
written down
is-
in my stuff?
What do these scraps of paper say, Jarko?
Are they legible at all? Or are they too burnt up?
There's different stuff. Let me see. The first thing as you unroll it is this.
Okay, so that's some big thing, but looks like it's playing a flute with people dancing around it.
Then there's this.
It says harpy.
Thing with like a
Some
flute
Nice,
nose.
like a flute nosed bird with a human face.
What is this?
There's this.
Uh,
Looks like it's ripped from a book or almanac or something.
It says porcelain, the name of that kind of ceramic ware, which is characterized by a translucent body, also loosely used for the finer kinds of ware, generally. Popularly known as China, sea ceramics, the French porcelain, from which the word comes into English, it is an adaptation of the Italian porcellana, cowrie shell, the beautifully polished surface of which caused the name to be applied to the ware. The Italian word is generally taken to be from porcella, diminutive of porco, pig, from a supposed resemblance of the shell to a pig's back. That's the circled portion of this entry. Okay.
Also ripped from a book.
Picture of a couple sheep dancing under a moon, it looks like, of werewolves, half human and half animal, possessed by the devil. They stalk moonlit nights. They drink their victims' warm blood and devour their entrails in orgies of satanic cruelty.
Next, you find there's a page in the handwriting of your mother.
Abbey near Aberdeen, secret crusade, the wicked monk. Vikings sold slaves to them, hospice for plague and leprosy, man-eaters. The ghoul and his pack managed to flee across the sea. Slaves paid by weight. Where is the key? There's another thing about a key.
And there are some typewriter written pages, something about the, on the front it says something about the red catcher of Hameln, which is a German fairy tale you all know about a rat catcher who was cheated by a city.
The Pied Piper.
Yeah, the Piper. And but it's like a whole lot of gibberish, like scientific stuff about the wording and where the story came from. Then there is a handwritten letter. It looks like it's a copy. It's do a own language roll, because it seems to be very old German. Very hard to understand what it says.
No, I failed that.
All you can see is that it's a name like Court Widerick and year 1452. And something about piracy. They can't make heads or tails about it. And then there is this.
Is this like a map? Is this of this church?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is all of you immediately know the church that from the shape, and that's the church and the tower. And most likely that next to it should be the priest's house.
Okay.
The thing circled on the bottom.
Yeah. What is that?
Yeah, there's a little circle there.
The text really
We can't-
small, so it's hard to make it out.
Yeah, we can't actually read it.
It's the dimensions of the room, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it looks like, it's just,
Yeah, why is it circled?
I think it just said 5 meters. I think
Oh,
it just
okay.
was, the circle was just over the dimension of the room.
400 meters, that specific wall.
That wall was
Or 4
good
meters.
aligned.
4 meters.
4 meters.
That wall was
That's a
good
big room.
aligned, but that's something else.
Okay, so where are we in this?
I guess you just lift the papers and put them out at the edge of the hole or something.
Basically, Chakra is standing inside the hole, and the other ones are standing around it.
Yeah, where's the hole in relation on the map here?
On the map is basically where this arrow and it says here.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's where okay.
Okay. Jump for here.
Gotcha.
And so this thing on the left-hand side of here is what? The little wing type thing. Is that a flight of
That's the
stairs?
stairway up to the where the organ is.
Okay.
Sounds like we should go check out the priest's house. From what you said, it said.
So why
And then
did Hillary
at the
have
back
just
of-
You all take a look at the map. Frauke, you, as you look at this numbers out of your thing, and as you look at that circle of numbers, something doesn't add up there.
Right, there's missing space.
Wait, how big did you say it was?
Like
You,
10.5 by 10.5 or 10.5.
no, you said it said 4?
It says
The
4,
circle
yeah.
part?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Compare it to the other, like the other 4s.
Oh,
Aren't those longer?
yeah, there's like 1.5 meters missing.
Yeah, there's like a half a meter at least missing, I feel like.
A big bit of wall that just doesn't lead anywhere as well, in between all those rooms where they all intersect.
I mean, it's circled, so let's go check it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, just to understand, was Hilric trying to research what was going on? Why is he down there?
okay.
I think it was
Is that
While
where the
they are
silver came
discussing
from?
that, you doing something at the farm?
Well, yeah. I
Well,
left the
besides
silver here, so
Yeah, classic.
I'm as soon as they left, I take the silver and I'm going to bury it on the property somewhere where I know where it is and nobody else does, and then resume take my seat back where I was sitting.
okay, so you just wait for them to return or whatever.
Yeah. Now, if it takes, if they're gone for too long, I might curiously just get up and head towards the church and see if they found
Like-
anything.
You're like waiting for what, an hour or two?
Half an hour.
Okay.
I'll start to get curious and get up and look out the door, and then I'll start moving in that direction.
So you all get that stuff out of that hole.
Yeah.
What are you doing with the hole? Do you leave it open or?
Should just leave it for now and go check out the house.
Yeah.
We gotta get the body later anyway.
Yeah, we have
Can't
to
leave him
we have-
down there.
We also have to find where Swanja went.
Or where her body went. But
Yeah,
let's
where-
check out
where
this
body-
first.
But
So as they go, I tap Frauke on the, or I kind of put my hand on her shoulder and hold her back as
What?
Red Elf and Vipka go.
What's up?
And once they're gone, I say, Guka did this. Guka killed.
What?
Yeah, I was
Why?
waiting. I was waiting. Yeah. Well, I guess. Yeah. Something about they found the silver that was in the barn, and they were I don't know, they were going to split it or something, and Hilric came back for it on his own, and Guka found him, and
Those Neanderthals. Ugh. All right, let's
I didn't want to say it in front of Vipka. I
yeah.
don't want Vipka to know, but
let's figure all this out first, and then we can deal with that. Let's figure out what the hell's going on here and where the hell her body went off to.
But one more thing, Hilric, I don't know. He was bleeding from his mouth, and he had jammed his fingers into his ears as if, I guess, to block something out. I don't know. And they were in there. I couldn't pull his hands away from his head. They were stuck there.
Oh God.
I don't understand. I mean, that tells me that, I mean, Guga said he wasn't sure if Hilric was even dead when he buried him.
That's horrible. Oh,
So you go into the priest's house,
yeah.
And you find basically on the left side, the first room is the kitchen, and above that on the map is the dining room. The whole place is wrecked like your house was. And that was where it says Pesel, that's like a reception area, sitting room. And that where it says Kammer, that's the bed chamber. And there's a bed, a small table, and a fireplace on the wall towards the which would go towards the kitchen. And
So,
that
yeah.
fireplace strangely doesn't look like it's been used.
Yeah. Also, for all the papers, did we all just who put them in their pockets or something, or like I'll put it in a bag or something, or do we just carry all these papers, like this huge stack of papers?
Well, I would
Well,
have,
it's like
I would
a
have set
roll.
them out. Yeah. So
Okay.
I don't know who grabbed them, but
I feel like I grabbed at least the
you
map
basically
page.
arrive at the church terp when you see the last of your family entering the house.
Okay. I'm going to let them into the house, but I'm going to look in the church to see if he opened up the hole.
Okay.
God damn it.
So yeah, you get inside and you see the open confessional, the floorboards are leaning to the side, the stone slab, and you see the legs of Eric sticking out. The rest of you, what are you doing in the?
I'm investigating the like fireplace. It's like there has to be something here if the map's right.
Yeah, I'm trying to go to like where the circled area is on the map.
Does the side table have a drawer in it?
No, just a
Okay.
simple.
I will look underneath the bed.
There's their clothes and blankets. And, as I said, everything is wrecked in here.
So,
And the two of you that examine the fireplace, do you spot hidden?
I will
That's
spend.
an 06.
I'm gonna spend the 10 luck to make that a success.
That's an 06. I think that's
Okay.
Nice.
So you don't really need.
That's not
yeah,
extreme
there's
because I have
basically
base, so it's hard.
You feel the back wall, and you notice that there's a portion of the back wall that can be moved, and you try to push it in, but there seems to be something behind it, so you can push it in like a couple of inches. So there's like just a very small slit, and then there's something that blocks it, and I think that's where we will stop for tonight.
Oh, do you think we have enough? Like, do you think there's enough left for another full session?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we could have meandered a bit.
Our players included Riley Kruger, John Dos Passos, Max Dhol, Kent Blue, and myself with Pascal Breitenfeld as the Keeper of the Secrets. We have a Discord server where you can chat with our other members. You can set up private games. You can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 or $2 a month helps us a lot. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.